That love that you're seeking somewhere else, that love that you're expecting your siblings to give you, that love you're expecting your colleagues, your boss, a man to give you, if you cannot give it to yourself, what's the guarantee that someone else will give it to you? The relationship you so desire to experience with other people, you first have to experience that relationship with yourself. If your friends or your colleagues or your parents or your siblings or even your man demands that they need your assistance or your attention in a given situation, you would literally drop everything you're doing just to meet their needs. But then you told yourself you were going to read a new book. You didn't even get a book. Like, you need to start learning how to put yourself first. You need to start learning how to prioritize your needs, because for every single time you're doing that, you automatically sending a message to your brain telling yourself that you're not worthy of the love that you deeply desire. And if you keep telling yourself that, guess what? You're going to start experiencing it in your reality. And because of that, I'm so pissed. And now I'm going to be showing you exactly how to build a relationship with yourself. So please stay tuned and let's get into it. Get familiar with your reality. Now, in this situation, I want you to look within and have like a mental recess of your current reality. Now, the problem we usually have is that most of us often try to escape our reality because we do not necessarily like our current reality. Let's say your reality is that you are broke. Let's say your reality is that you don't have a job. Do not lay blames, because the more you lay blames, the more you're giving your power away. Maturity is when you actually sit down and tell yourself that the reason I am here, the reason I am experiencing this is all because of me. That's how you take your power back. That's how you change your life. Because if you keep saying, oh, the reason why this happened to me is because of this, you're giving your power away. That means that you do not have control over what happens in your life, and you do not have control over how to change your life. Maybe your reality is the fact that you did not get the promotion. Now, instead of telling yourself, oh, the reason why I didn't get a promotion is because someone else paved her way to get the promotion, maybe it's time for you to actually sit down and have a mental recess. Then maybe you'd figure out that the reason you didn't get the promotion was because you were always going to your bosses with problems instead of solution, and the person that got the promotion was always going to them with solutions instead of problem. Maybe the reason why you have a terrible relationship with those around you is because you actually have anger issues, and not because they do not know how to prioritize your needs. Tell yourself the truth, because if you do not tell yourself the truth, then who will? It's all in your hands, but you need to get very familiar and honest with yourself about your reality. If not, nothing is going to change. You're just going to keep living the same life, experiencing the same cycles. And the crazy thing is that the universe will keep throwing you the same experience until you actually learn from it. If you're broke right now, guess what? In the next 5 years, you're still going to be broke. If you are constantly surrounded with negative and toxic people, in the next 5 years, you're still going to be surrounded with negative and toxic people, because you have refused to learn from the lessons the universe is constantly throwing at you. Trust in your abilities. You need to understand that you are capable of coming back from anything the world throws at you. And that is very, very important, because the moment you have that kind of mindset, nothing is going to shake you, nothing is going to break you. You're always going to know that regardless of whatever happens in your life, you're always going to be fine. Do you know why? Because the magic is in you, it's not with you. If the magic is with you, it could leave you. Your identity is tied to a person, to a friendship, to a job, to a family member. And maybe when you lose that person, when you lose that job, your identity, your personality is shattered. But it's not with you, it's in you. You are the magic. In my situation, I've always been the broke girl. I always had this habit of anytime I had money, I always found a way to squander every single penny. Like, my account was always on red. That was really crazy, because every single time I was in that situation, I was broke, I had no money, I would literally go into panic attack. I would be scared. But guess what? I was in that situation way too many times that it got to a point that one day I was actually broke. I had no money, as always. And then I was literally sliding into the same panic attack mode, worried and scared. Oh, I don't have money. Where will I get money from? I cannot make money. I have nobody giving me money, stuff like that. And then I remember, oh my God, I've been here before. This is not the first time I've been broke. But every single time I was broke, somehow I was able to make money. Somehow I was able to generate some sort of income for myself. And immediately that thought entered my head. I was like, you know what? I've got this because I really do not need someone to have my back because I legitly can take care of myself without stress. And the moment you start thinking like that, it changes your perspective of yourself because now you know that regardless of whatever happens to you, you can literally show up for yourself 100. So every single time you have challenges in your life, I do not want you to feel like the whole world is coming to an end, but rather I want you to see it like challenges are an opportunity for you to discover more about yourself, discover more about your abilities. Okay, if I'm broke now, it gives me an opportunity to figure out new ways to make more money. If you are single right now, it gives you an opportunity to learn how to love yourself even better. If you are having challenges at your workplace or you're having really bad relationships with your colleagues at work, it gives you an opportunity to become more empathetic, to learn how to interact with difficult people, to manage the people around you better, to tolerate people even better. Every single challenge you have in your life is an opportunity for self discovery and nothing else. Try new things. Even if you have to try those new things alone, it's completely fine. As a matter of fact, doing things by yourself helps build your trust and confidence in yourself. I usually made this mistake of thinking that when it comes to trying new things, that it's quite expensive, so then I couldn't try new things. But I want to tell you right now that you need to start from where you are with what you have. So basically, trying new things could be like changing your diet. Instead of always eating a specific meal throughout the week, maybe it's time for you to try a new delicacy. Get a hobby, and your hobby doesn't necessarily have to be so expensive, like literally. And even if your hobby is expensive, it's completely fine. Learn to budget, learn to save, but always try new things, create memories with yourself. The same way that you are so obsessed about creating memories with your family members, you are so obsessed about creating memories with your partner. Start creating memories with yourself because that's very, very important. That's how you build your self love. That's how you build the relationship you have with yourself. Take yourself to date, take yourself to go sightseeing, visit new places that you've not been to, try out, learn a new skill. It doesn't have to be a skill that is related to making money. It could be just a skill you learn just for pleasure. Maybe it could be learning how to swim. It could be learning how to play the tennis, learning how to draw. Like, I literally found out that the materials you need for drawing are not so expensive. It just depends. What are you interested in? Because the truth is that before you actually try things, you're scared. I'm always having this experience of where I basically do not like being around people. I do not like being at social events because I'm an introvert, and for every single time I think about any outdoor activity, it literally freaks me out. I would literally have appointments with my friend, and in the last minute, I will come up with an excuse. But the truth is that this will not help you in any way. It's literally destroying the trust, the confidence, and the relationship you have with yourself. And I really love the idea of trying new things because that is how you practice. Let's say, for instance, you do not have confidence and you're looking for ways to build your confidence. You staying in your house will not build your confidence for you. Okay, the more you go out, the more you interact with people, then you have more opportunities to practice on how to carry yourself, to practice on the way you want to talk, to practice on the way you want to introduce yourself, the kind of first impressions you want to make on people. Let's say you have a really terrible fashion sense and you want to improve the way you dress. You staying home doesn't help you in any way. But the more you go out, the more you have opportunities to experiment with fabrics, with textures, with colors, with patterns, and it gives you an opportunity to figure out your own style. So I'm definitely going to say, as much as you try new things, learn to put yourself out there. It's really, really important because it gives you an opportunity to learn more about yourself. You have more interactions with people, and the more interactions you have with people, the more you learn about yourself, the more you learn about the best way to interact with people, the more you learn about the best way to show up in your life. You need to learn how to do nice things for yourself. Now, this is really important. In my own situation, I was doing nice things for myself, but I had a little scarcity mindset, and it was so little that I didn't even realize that this scarcity mindset was literally doing me more harm than good. So basically, I would spend thousands buying shoes, but then I wouldn't wear them. And in my head, I'll tell myself, oh, it's for the special occasion. Which other occasion is more special than every single day that you were alive? What's the saying again? The world is your runway. So dress like it, act like it. So don't be like me. Every single time you have to step out of the house, do nice things for yourself, look your best, dress your best, carry yourself in a really high, amazing way. Because the truth is that you were amazing, right? And every single day you're alive is an opportunity for you to learn, is an opportunity for you to look your best, is an opportunity for you to feel your best, is an opportunity for you to love yourself the most. Like, even if you have to run errands today, look amazing while running errands. And maybe sometimes you're going to also think that, oh, I cannot afford to do nice things for myself. Who said so? You need to start from where you are with what you have. Let's say, for instance, you want to do your nails, and then in your mind, you're like, oh, I cannot afford to do my nails this month. That's fine. Now we can save. Now we can budget for next month. And that's it. Do not let your scarcity mindset prevent you from truly loving yourself. Because the truth is that that love that you're seeking somewhere else, that love that you're expecting your siblings to give you, that love you're expecting your colleagues, your boss to show you, that love you're expecting your partner, a man to give you, if you cannot give it to yourself, what's the guarantee that someone else will give it to you? It's not guaranteed, right? Because the only thing that you're sure of is the things you can actually do for yourself. And sometimes showing love to yourself doesn't necessarily have to be monetary. Sometimes I intentionally just give myself a really good foot massage, or I would give myself an intense manicure and skincare routine. Now, I did not have to pay anybody to do that. And after doing that, my feet is so soft and so clean. And I feel so good about myself. It makes me feel really amazing. And guess what? I did not have to spend a dime doing that. I literally had to work with every single thing I had in my house. And I felt good about myself. The same thing goes to you. You do not always have to attach your self worth and your self love to money, because your self worth and your self love is not tied to your bank account, it's not tied to your net worth. Because when you're in a relationship and your partner doesn't pay attention to your needs, you get angry, you get dramatic, right? But then you're not paying attention to your needs. How does that work? Like, you're walking around and your feet is so rough and broken, and you have not thought to yourself, oh, it's time to wash my foot. And you want to have a good relationship with someone else if you cannot have a good relationship with yourself. You're walking around with rumpled clothes and oil stains on your clothes, and you want to have a good relationship with someone when you literally do not care about the way you look. You do not care about the fact that you're walking around with body odor. You do not care about the fact that your clothes are torn. You do not care about the fact that your finances are bad. The relationship you so desire to experience with other people, you first have to experience that relationship with yourself, because that's the only way you can be able to bring that level of love, understanding, patience, and abundance into your relationship with people. Change your inner dialogue with yourself. Now, I came to realize that people would literally say a whole lot of nasty things to you, and you would like brush that off. But the thing that is harder to brush off is the kind of negative things you say to yourself. Like, I would literally be walking and someone would say, oh, this girl is not fine. And I'll be like, oh, this person is so dumb. What do they know? Right? But the moment I tell myself, oh, I have a flat ass, ooh, I feel like that's like a knife to my chest instantly. The labels you give yourself will harm you more than the labels other people give you. So I want you to be very, very intentional about the inner dialogue, the things you say in your head, the things that go on in your mind, because that is what will ruin your life. Every other thing is like dust in the air. but those things that go on in your mind is what makes you. It's what creates your personality. It's what makes you who you are as a person. So I want you to be very, very conscious of what goes on in your mind. Pay attention to your feelings. What are you feeling? Because for every single time you're feeling negative, you're definitely having a negative thought. And when you recognize this negative thought, reframe them, redefine them. Okay, you don't necessarily have to accept everything that goes on in your head. Maybe you wake up in the morning and then in your mind you're like, oh my god, I'm so broke, I do not know how to make money. Who said so? Who has been making the money you've been making all these years? You. So why do you think that you cannot re-implement what you've done in the past to get even better results? Why do you think that you cannot sit down and think about and reflect on the things you've done in the past so that you can improve it and get 10 times the results you got in the past? I don't get you. Why are you not your greatest cheerleader? I watched this movie one of those days, and I saw this place where Doe's friend kept on telling her, oh, you've got the job. Oh, you're so smart. Oh, you can do this. She was literally always hyping her friend. And then every single time her friend tells her, you make really amazing art pieces and you should start charging people for your art pieces, she goes like, oh no, this bad art. She never truly believed in herself, but she was constantly always hyping her friend, telling her friend how amazing she is. Now, it's very important that you surround yourself with good people, because it got to a point that her friend literally had to encourage her to sell her art pieces. Now, this is what good friendships do for you. As much as you're hyping them, they too are hyping you. But you need to understand that you need to learn to be your own greatest cheerleader. The same way you're telling people, oh, you're capable of making a really nice art piece. Oh, you can do this. Oh, you can apply for the job. Oh, you can actually get the job. Oh, you can get the promotion. Oh, you're doing great. I see your work. I see the way you are putting in so much work into your business, and I believe in you. The same way you do that for other people, you need to start learning how to do that for yourself, because the truth is that you'll be lucky to have people that actually support you. Okay, you're going to be very, very lucky, but the main work starts with you, because you're not always going to have people that will support you 100% of the time every single day. Everybody's going through life and everybody's experiencing different things, so you do not expect me to be going through a whole lot of stress in my head and always have the time to show up for you and encourage you to go ahead and take that business deal, to go ahead and build a career for yourself, to go ahead and trust your instincts. You don't expect me to do that because I'm literally fighting my own battles. And the same goes to you. You do not expect people to always show up for you. They would do their best, they would encourage you, they would motivate you. But you see, that motivation you're looking for, you have to learn to be your own motivator. You have to learn to be your own inspirational speaker. You have to learn to motivate yourself, to cheer yourself up, to tell yourself, oh, I've got this, I can do this, and I'll pull this off no matter what the world throws at me. Another tip I'm also going to mention is for you to learn to set firmer boundaries. Now, when it comes to setting firmer boundaries, I want you to always view your interactions with people as a measure of your self love and self worth. Most of the time, the energy you're receiving is mostly because of the energy you're putting out there. If you're putting out the energy that you do not know what you want in life, guess what's going to happen? You're going to attract people that will try to show you what you want in life. Okay, if you're putting out the energy that you do not respect yourself, you're going to attract people that do not respect you as well. So most of the times when you're interacting with people and you feel like you do not like your relationship or your interactions with people, you actually have to look inward, and that's an opportunity for you to set boundaries in that given situation. Like, basically, I put it like this: if there is an ick, then there is a boundary that needs to be placed, and that's it. And you need to also understand that no is a complete statement. You don't need to explain yourself. And this goes for all the nice girls. When we say no, we feel like we've done something really bad. We feel like we're about to kill someone. Nobody is going to die if you say no. Nobody is going to die if you say, no, I cannot make it. No, I cannot be there. No, I cannot support you. No, I cannot invest in that business. Get intentional about building the life of your dreams. Like, stop talking about what you're going to do. Stop telling people, oh, I'm going to build a business. Oh, I'm going to start content creation. Oh, I'm going to start a clothing line. Oh, I'm going to travel out of the country. Stop talking about it and be about it. Like, period. Okay. And please stop pretending to be about your business and actually be about your business. Sometimes I prefer people not to motivate me. I prefer people not to encourage me, you know, not because I don't appreciate things like that, not because I don't love it. I definitely love being appreciated, but mostly because I found that I gain satisfaction from those encouragements, from those recognitions, and it prevents me from actually putting in the right work I'm meant to put in. Because when people are like, oh, you're doing so amazing, I'm like, I know, right? Then the next thing I'm like, oh, I think I need a rest. Oh, I think I need a break. No, I don't. As long as I am not bleeding as from work, as long as I am not about to pass out because of how much I am putting in, then I definitely don't need a break. Then I definitely don't need to rest. Maybe a guy is asking you out, and because you want to look badass, you want to look independent, you tell them, no, I have to go take up orders. But we both know that you're sleeping on your bed. Now, girl, no shade is being thrown here, because I understand sometimes you don't want to hang out, or sometimes you don't want to be with certain people. That's completely okay. But you need to understand that you pretending to be about your business without actually being about your business is not doing anybody any bad. It's only destroying your life. You know, you're telling people that I'm busy with my business, but then we both know that you're still broke. Who are you lying to? You're lying to yourself, because you're definitely not lying to them, because the lie you just made is not impacting their life in any way. It's impacting your life, it's ruining your life in so many ways. So basically, I'm just trying to say, don't pretend to be busy. Actually, be busy. Don't pretend to be learning a new skill. Actually, learn a new skill. Don't pretend to be taking orders. Find new ways to grow your orders. Find new ways to take up more orders so that you can earn more money. Don't pretend to be a go getter. Actually, be a go getter. Honestly, be intentional about building the life of your dreams. Because the truth is, if you actually want to live a really good life, I think it's really lame for you to sit down and expect and hope that someone comes around and give you the life of your dreams, because they can only do the best that they can. Even if I sit or lay on my bed for 5 hours and visualize, money will not magically appear in my account. I have to actually go out there and put in the work. I have to actually go out there and do the things I'm meant to do that will get me closer to the life of my dreams. So, what am I trying to say? Be intentional about creating the life of your dreams. Be intentional about building the life of your dreams. Because the more you show up for yourself, the more confidence and trust you're going to have in yourself. You get pissed when you tell your boyfriend, oh, I need a new bag, and he cannot afford to do it, or probably he chooses not to do it. Then you get pissed. Then you're like, oh, you don't care about me, or you don't take care of me. But you told yourself that you're going to run a multi-million dollar business, and you've not even figured out the name of the business. You've not even figured out the niche your business would be in. You've not even figured out what your target audience would be. I want you to take that same energy you put into people and start putting it in yourself. You know, if you are going to tell your boyfriend to get you a shoe, first of all, get that shoe for yourself. If you are going to tell your boyfriend or your partner or your parents or your siblings to buy you a car, how about you first buy that car for yourself? The same energy you want people to show you, start bringing that same energy into your life. And I want you to start getting pissed anytime you do not show for yourself. You know how when people tell you, I'm going to meet you by 6, and they end up not calling you, you flare up, you get dramatic. You yourself, you told yourself you were going to apply for that job, and you didn't. You let the fear of unknown stop you or prevent you from applying for that job. It's time for you to get pissed. And finally, I'm going to say, acknowledge your achievement, because you've come so far. It's time for you to start taking credit for it. I had this experience of where I was constantly feeling stuck. I was constantly feeling like I wasn't doing enough. I wasn't getting the result I wanted. Then one day I realized, oh my God, in the last few weeks, I've made more money than I've made in the previous year. In the last few weeks, I've invested more money than I've ever invested in my life. And if not for that sudden realization, I would constantly feel like I wasn't doing enough. And in that little tiny moment, I was grateful because then I realized maybe I'm not where I'm meant to be, but I'm definitely far from where I used to be. And the truth is, unless you realize that, you're still where you started. Unless you realize that you are no longer making 1,000 naira but 50,000 naira, unless you realize that, unless you appreciate it, unless you're grateful for it, you're still going to be making 1,000 naira even though your account balance reflects otherwise. So I want you to learn to be grateful for your achievements. It may be small, but you're actually going places. You're not who you used to be, and that's the truth. The amount of money you're making right now is not what you used to make. Be grateful for it. How much I'm making now is completely different from what I used to make a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. What I know right now is completely different from what I used to, the way I used to act, the way I used to carry myself, the way I used to think, the way I used to show up for myself. It's completely different. So you need to understand that you're actually doing amazing. So learn to pat yourself in the back. Learn to say, "Oh, I'm doing pretty good. I'm proud of myself." I think that's it. Just learn to always remind yourself how proud you are of yourself because you're doing really amazing. And if you do not pat yourself in the back, no matter how many times people pat you in the back, it's never going to be enough. Basically, with that, we've come to the end, and I really do hope that this helps you because these are the things that I've been able to implement in my own life to help me build a really healthy, strong relationship with myself. And honestly, I'm not where I want to be, but honestly, I am grateful for how far I've come. I'm grateful for who I am right now. I am grateful for every single step I had to take, be it good or bad, that brought me to this specific moment. And by sharing this with you, I really do hope it's as helpful to you as it was to me. And with that, we've come to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next episode. Bye.